We're ready?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Hi, Steve.
Hello, Mr. Signori. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm ready to talk a little bit about foreign policy in early America. How about you?
I'm right with you. We start with our key question, which is how does the U.S. establish itself in the world? What did we talk about yesterday?
Yesterday, the last one was George Washington. We talked about how he sort of establishes his foreign policy of isolationism,
Right.
and why he did that. So, what we learned yesterday. Today, we're going to focus on John Adams,
Fine gentleman.
second president of the United States.
Excellent lawyer, too. If you remember, John Adams was the defense counselor for those British soldiers that were involved with the Boston Massacre. And he was able to get them a not guilty plea.
Yes.
Which was pretty impressive. Well, we're going to start with the Jay Treaty, and that was a treaty that came with Great Britain to finally get the troops out of the Ohio Valley. And a problem with that comes up that France views this as a huge betrayal because they are fighting against Britain at this time. And the fact that we are supporting Britain and not them becomes a major issue.
Are you telling me that we beat Great Britain in the American Revolution and they still have forts in the land that they gave us in the Treaty of Paris?
Yeah.
Why don't they just leave?
Well, they have troops in Canada, which we do not control, and they're bigger and stronger than us. Even though they got beat, our armies have gone home.
So we're kind of weak militarily. They're kind of like daring us to push them out, and we can't.
What are you going to do about it?
What are we going to do about it? All right. This is one of my favorite things ever to learn. It's called the XYZ affair. I just like I like what it's called. So tell me if I'm right here. Right? We send diplomats to France because France is mad that we have a treaty with Great Britain, and they threaten war. So we send diplomats to France to smooth things out.
Well, at the same time, they've already started to capture many of our ships. I think they end up capturing over 300 of our own merchant ships.
Right, and they're still in chaos because the French Revolution is going on.
Correct.
And so their government isn't as stable, like Reign of Terror and all that's going on.
Right.
Okay, so they're met in our diplomats or our plenipotentiaries.
Our what?
Yeah, plenipotentiaries.
Wow.
You know what that is?
I used to know.
That's a big word. That's a big word.
Is that like a diplomat?
It's a diplomat who has authorization to make decisions.
Oh, it's a powerful diplomat.
So we send these plenipotentiaries, these diplomats, to France to negotiate peace with France.
Ew.
Right?
Right.
But they're met by these shady characters who don't even give their names. And so we refer to them as
X, Y, and Z?
Like a Dr. Seuss thing. Right? So they met by XYZ. And these XYZ guys, like
plenipotentiaries.
Yes. These guys talk to our plenipotentiaries and they say, we won't even negotiate peace until you pay us tribute.
What?
You pay our government money and then we'll talk about peace. Sounds shady.
That is very shady.
So our diplomats go back and tell Adams this.
Oh, he's got to get angry.
Yeah. Well, the people are mad. The Americans are outraged.
All right, that. We're not paying for the negotiation.
Yeah, we won't. And so, but there's little we can do about it because you remember we have a very weak military, so we really can't do anything about it except to pay for it or build up our military.
I'd rather build up our military.
Right, and that's where we get the saying, millions for defense, but not 1 cent for tribute. And tribute is paying for a country to leave you alone. So that was the sentiment of Americans.
So how do the Federalists feel about this? Because they've been trying to stay pretty much an isolationistic policy, have they not?
Well, yeah, but here the Federalists, they're urging, because I think there's such a hatred for France and what they do, they start urging Adams to go to war with France, even though we're not ready for it.
Right.
Go to war with France. And Adams, who was never very popular, finds himself very popular.
Well,
and all he has to do is
go to war.
Go to war with France.
But does he?
But will he?
And that is the question.
What takes us here? So what will Adams do? What will this president do? What will John Adams do? If he goes to war with France, he'll be very popular and continue on what the Federalists want to do. He won't necessarily win, but he can go to war with France and become popular, or he can stick with what Washington said, which was
Stay a point of isolation.
stay isolation. So remember what Washington wanted.
Okay.
And then if you read the next section, you'll find out.
All right.
Okay?
Thanks.
That's it. Thanks,
Bye.
guys.